Hello all out there, Woodrow McCain here. Just thought I'd come online because people have been asking me about the dreams I had which created Beyond the Light, and 42 dreams, well I call them visions in fact, which helped me create this book, and over a 2-year period, which was an unsettling time in my life, I have to be honest. Eventually I got used to these dreams and these experiences, but it's still tender, shall we say, but starting to get better, especially with the readership coming back to me and talking about it, and their belief is helping me get along with it. But it all started some 10 years ago, just as I was going to sleep, shut my eyes, next thing these grey visions, these spectral faces would come towards me, and then they'd go past me, and their expressions were horrific. They looked scared, in a trauma themselves, and they just 5, 6, 7 would pass my face, and then I'd fall asleep. And this occurred every night for over 10 years. I got used to it. In fact, I was kind of comforted with them when they came, because once they're gone, I'd be out like a light. And eventually, because I'd started writing novels, crime thrillers in fact, I thought, well, surely I can put pen to paper and get a story out of this. So I sat down and I started to write, and yeah, the strangest thing happened, because one night I went to sleep, closed my eyes, and then it all started. And just before I tell you about the dream, the overriding factor about these dreams is they were real. There wasn't a dream. It was real as I'm sat here now. Smell, sound, colour, everything, textures, everything about the dream was real. And it was that real, each one individually logged into my memory bank. Like it would be, for instance, if I went to watch my football team, United, that goes into my memory bank and recall it. It was Saturday, we went out there, we had a pie first, come out the match, got home, it's a great game, we won 4-0, and it's there, it's in your mind. And this is how the dreams appeared. When I'd wake up from a dream, I'd get over the shock of it, but it was there, it retained in its mind, and I could get up and I could write notes about it and recall them and write about it. So going back to the beginning, I went to sleep this particular night, and obviously I started to dream, but the dream, it was just blackness. There was a blackness appeared in front of me, visions, and I sat up, still asleep, but I sat up and I looked, and all I can remember was put my hands in front of my eyes to see if I'd gone blind, and I could hear myself say, oh my God, I've gone blind. It was horrible. And I'm trying everything. I'm squeezing my eyes. I'm looking. I'm trying to see things. I'm trying to find the light switch. I can't find the light switch to switch it on. And I thought I'd gone blind, and the sweat was coming off me. I was panicking. And the next thing, this tiny little light in the distance appeared, and the flood of anxiety came out of me, because I could see light. I could see something in my eyes, and I thought, oh man, I'm not blind after all, but what's this? Anyway, this light started to come towards me, and it ever increasing, and I looked, it was like a misty, coming out of the mist it was, and it was a complete circle. And when it got close enough, I realised it was a tunnel, just a tunnel of light, and at that stage I became mesmerised by it. And I'm staring, and I wasn't scared. I was I was, but it was exciting as well, because I wanted to know what it was. So it kept moving towards me, and this mist started to enshroud me. And as I went to be drawn inside it, bump, I woke up. And that was at the point where I was scared, because I thought I'd experienced that. But now, excuse me, I'm sat up in my bedroom. I'm sat up and I'm looking around thinking, what the hell's gone on? And now I'm thinking about what's just happened. And it's like it had happened. It's in my memory. And I thought it was real. And for, I don't know, 5, 6 minutes, I couldn't work out whether I was awake or was dreaming. And then the only thing I could think of doing was going to ask my wife. Now, this time it was COVID, so we were sleeping in separate rooms, because she was a nurse and she was frontline. And walked back into the main bedroom, and I said to her, "Are you awake?" And of course I got a verbal volley because she was tired, and it was 3 o'clock in the morning. And I thought, yeah, I'm awake. And I went back into my bedroom and I sat there, and I couldn't get to grips with it at all. So obviously I went downstairs, switched the PC on, and I wrote down everything that had happened. And those that have read the book will understand where that fits in. And this was one of 3 dreams in the initial dream sections that had this tunnel of light in it. The second dream, which was a week or so later, exactly the same thing happened. But then I went inside this tunnel. I was inside it, and I'm looking around, and there was at the back of it, there was like a waterfall, but it wasn't water, it was light. It was beautiful. And it just drew me, it just attracted me towards it. And I never had the feeling of walking, which was odd. It was always a feeling of moving, but I wasn't walking. And that will be explained later on in further through this sequence of dreams. And so as I came, I just wanted to go through this tunnel of light, and I didn't. I woke up, and the same thing happened. I'm looking around. I'm feeling myself. I again get up and go to the wife, and there she is fast asleep. I'm not waking her up. This is weird. Came back, and then went straight down. Started to write again. Yeah, and so it was about a month before I had another dream, because then this book started, and I had a backstory to cover it. Because what I wanted to do, there was absolutely no way I was going to stand up and say and proclaim these dreams were almighty and this is what's happened to life, this is the truth. No, it was none of that. I wanted to write a story. I used fictional characters and bullet pointed all these dreams in it, and that allows the reader to grasp what they want, and me, because keeping it within a fictional storyline helped me. I didn't want to claim this, that or the other, so I made a fictional storyline that encompassed these dreams, and it's worked really well. But going back to it, so about a month later, story's going well, fall asleep, and the tunnel appears. But by now, even though it's real, I don't know I'm dreaming, but I believe it's real, I felt more relaxed because I'd seen this tunnel before. It was in my memory, so I knew what to expect, if you can understand that. So I move into this tunnel, but as I turn around, this stream of grey spectres came, and I kind of went, but then they just dissolved. And as I watched it, they were trying to get into the tunnel with me, but the tunnel wouldn't let them. They just dissolved them completely, just gone. There was nothing left. There wasn't even an explosion. They just disappeared. And I kind of, but by now, my resolve was to get through this beautiful curtain of light. It was pulling me in. And again, I wasn't walking, I was just moving. And the next thing, I moved through this light, and it was like the hyperspace move when you're seeing Star Trek, and I'm in. And I what I saw and how I felt is indescribable. It just is. It's, imagine every kind of happiness that you've ever had in your life, those euphoric moments when you've just felt beautiful, you've met your wife, the birth of your child's done something, or you've won a huge amount of money, or you've done, but all that euphoria that you've ever had in your life, put it all together, and it's 1,000,000 times better than that. And that, I'm not exaggerating. It's just unbelievable, the feeling. But I don't want to go too much into that because it is a spoiler. And the bottom line is, there's a lot of people going to read this book, and I'm not going to sit and tell everyone about it because it's not fair. Once you've read it, you'll know straight away what I'm talking about. But and that's this. So I'm inside. I don't know how long of that. I didn't have to move. I didn't have to do anything. I just sat and I absorbed what I saw. When I woke up, and this is a very personal thing, which I'm going to admit, I cried. I cried for quite a while, and even now I'm a bit welling up because it was just unbelievable. And I don't know why it happened to me. I don't know. But it did. And the way I got around it was to write this novel. But hand on heart, I'll never forget that. Never, ever, ever that feeling. And so there it is. It's the first 3 dreams I had. And it's strange talking about them, because I've explained them to close friends and more. There is one more dream I'm going to tell, not today. I'll do it again, and it was remarkable. It was towards the end of the novel. In fact, I'd almost finished the novel, and a pal of mine, Keith Hutchins, he used to say, "Is that book finished?" No, not yet. But then I said it'll be done next week, and then another dream had come, and it was put. But I'd actually finished this novel, and this dream came, and my God, did it turn everything around. I had to start right from the beginning and fit it in, and it took me another 3 or 4 months to do it. But anyway, it is what it is. So that's the story of some of the dreams I had, and some people believe me, some don't. And I always say it's very personal what happened to me, and my nature. I tell people, and if they think I'm mad, it doesn't bother me, because people have claimed I'm mad all my life. There's no question about that. But it doesn't bother me. It's like if you see a ghost, you've seen it, and it's irrelevant whether everyone believes you, because most people won't, because they haven't. And this is the same in a way. I had those dreams; they were real, and as a result, this marvelous story has occurred. And the bottom line is, it's becoming a belief. It is to me, because the part where the soul is stitched into it is beautiful. It's the most beautiful promise, and what I saw behind the tunnel of light, never ever will I forget. So yeah, I believe it to certainly do, and we shall see what happens. But every day the book is growing and growing, and I hope it continues. Not for a monetary value. Of course, money's fine. It's good. Whatever. It's far for me. It's the money side of it. It's gone. There's something else about this book, and I shall continue to try and push it.